What if I told you that behind some of reggae's greatest legends were relationships that hit more sour notes than sweet ones? While their music inspired souls and moved crowds, some of their marriages were marked by scandal, betrayal, and controversy. From Marlene Brown's domineering attitude to DAngel's public disagreement with Beenie Man, these stories reveal the lesser-known struggles of the women who shared the spotlight, often for the wrong reasons. Here are 8 of the most infamous wives of reggae music legends. Marlene Brown. Marlene Brown and Peter Tosh were together for about 5 years, starting their relationship around 1982, when Marlene was just 21 years old. They were not officially married, like in a traditional Western ceremony, but they lived together as common-law partners. During this time, Marlene was more than just Peter's partner. She also became his manager and accountant. She played a major role in both his personal life and his music career. Because of how involved she was, she became deeply connected to everything happening around Tosh, including the problems and controversies he faced. Their relationship was not easy and had many ups and downs. Some people close to Peter Tosh described Marlene as someone who liked to be in control and often caused tension. They said her presence created distance between Tosh and the people he used to be close to, like his bandmates and friends. Some even believed that her influence led to a drop in Tosh's well-being and career during the mid-1980s. Because of this, people in the reggae community have very different opinions about her. Some support her, while others strongly disagree with how she handled things. The most shocking and heartbreaking moment in their story happened on the night of September 11, 1987. That night, Peter Tosh was killed during a violent robbery at his home in Kingston, Jamaica. Marlene was there when it happened, and she was also shot in the head, but she survived. Her eyewitness account has helped explain what happened that night. According to her, a man named Lipo Laban led a group of attackers into Tosh's house, demanding US dollars, which they thought Tosh had just brought back from a trip to the United States. The robbers also blamed Marlene, saying she had too much control over Tosh and that it affected them. This shows that power struggles in the home may have played a part in what happened. During the attack, Tosh was beaten, then shot and killed, along with 2 other men. Marlene was badly injured, but she lived. At first, many thought she wouldn't make it, but she recovered and later shared her painful memories in interviews. After Tosh died, Marlene became a very controversial figure in the reggae world and among his fans. Some people said she was too secretive and held tight control over Tosh's legacy. They claimed she didn't allow others access to his estate and personal items. One of the biggest scandals came in 2006, when it was rumored that she tried to sell Peter Tosh's M16 rifle on eBay. Many fans were shocked and angry. She was also criticized for wearing a t-shirt that said Voodoo, which people felt did not match Tosh's beliefs in Rastafari, love, and peace. These things made some fans feel that she was not protecting Tosh's substance and spirit the way they believed he would have wanted. Still, many people also see Marlene Brown as a strong and determined woman. Surviving a gunshot wound to the head and witnessing her partner's death was a huge trauma, but she didn't stay silent. She spoke about the attack in interviews, including one in 2012 with Jamaican radio host Mutabaruka, where she gave a detailed description of what happened. Her words have been important in keeping the case and Peter Tosh's story alive. However, not everyone believes her version. Some fans and people who knew Tosh question parts of her story and her role during the last years of his life. In the years that followed, Marlene faced even more danger. She was once nearly killed again when gunmen shot at her car. Many believe this was connected to the ongoing anger and confusion about Tosh's death and the unresolved issues from that night. While the main attacker, Lipo Laban, was arrested and sentenced to death, people are still debating what really happened and who else might have been involved. The full truth remains unclear, and Marlene Brown continues to be a deeply debated figure in Peter Tosh's story and legacy. Latoya Wright. Latoya Wright, also known as Latoya Spence Wright, is married to Jamaican dancehall artist Conscience, whose real name is Garfield Spence. The couple got married on November 19, 2017, after dating for about 6 years. Their wedding was a private event held at the Fort Lauderdale Marriott Harbor Beach Resort and Spa in Florida. They have 2 sons together, Liam, who is around 6 years old, and a baby named Zane. Conscience introduced Baby Zane to the world through a post on Instagram in 2022. Latoya is a businesswoman based in the Miami area and prefers to keep a low profile, staying out of the spotlight compared to her well-known husband. Even though their relationship has had happy times, it hasn't been smooth. There have been several public ups and downs, including times when they separated and got back together. In 2019, Latoya shared on Instagram that she was single, saying they had already been separated for almost a year. She made it clear that she was no longer involved in Conscience's life and even told fans not to be surprised if he started acting like a single man. Around the same time, Conscience also confirmed the breakup in his own Instagram post. However, things were not as final as they seemed. In 2021, Conscience shared in an interview that they had been trying to end the relationship for 2 years, but couldn't, which showed how complicated things really were between them. Things got even more serious in April 2022, when Latoya was reported missing by the Miami Police Department. At the time, she was 4 months pregnant. Conscience said he was very worried and personally reported her missing after she stopped answering calls and texts. He even checked hospitals, but couldn't find her. Thankfully, she was later found safe. She had been in an accident and was recovering in the hospital, but thankfully there were no serious injuries. The situation got a lot of media attention and showed the stress the couple was under, especially with a new baby on the way. After she got better, Latoya posted pictures of herself with her baby bump, letting everyone know she was okay. Over the years, their relationship has had many ups and downs. Sometimes they were together, other times they were not. There were also hints that Conscience may have been unfaithful, but neither of them has ever come out to explain exactly what caused the issues in their marriage. Lately, Latoya has chosen to keep her private life away from social media, putting her energy into her family and her business. On the other hand, Conscience has continued to stay active in his music career. He recently performed during his Red Rain tour and still shares moments of family life with his fans online. Their story shows that even with fame and substance, real relationships can still be complicated and full of challenges. Lorna Strachan. Lorna Strachan played an important but sometimes complicated role in the life of world-famous Jamaican reggae and dancehall artist Mark Anthony Myrie, better known as Buju Banton. Their relationship, like many others, had its share of ups and downs. However, it was mostly built on a strong bond rooted in family and raising their children together. Lorna has said that arguments were a normal part of their relationship, but she always praised Buju for being a caring and involved father. Together, Lorna and Buju had 5 children: Jodian, Jahaziel, Mark, Shaddai, and Jahalil Miri. Lorna also had a daughter, Tanisha Smith, from a previous relationship. She has often spoken about how seriously Buju took his role as a father, even though his music career took him all over the world. She shared touching stories of how he made sure to be there for the births of their children, even planning his music tours around those special moments. One story that stood out was when their son, Jahaziel, was born early. Buju had just come back from a trip abroad with no money, and a kind Judah bus driver who recognized him gave him a free ride straight to the hospital so he could be there. Life with Buju Banton hasn't always been easy for Lorna, especially with the public watching. In 2021, one of their daughters, Abihail Miri, made headlines when she accused Buju of physical abuse. The news quickly spread and caused a big stir online, leading to a break in their relationship. But by March 2023, it seemed things had improved. Buju posted a heartfelt photo with Abihail, showing that they had made peace and were rebuilding their bond. Despite the challenges, their children have grown up and begun to follow their own paths. One of them, Jodian Myrie, even entered politics. She ran for office with the Jamaica Labour Party during local government elections in 2016. This shows that the values of leadership, hard work, and responsibility were passed down from their parents. Buju, even with everything he went through, tried to raise his children with purpose and strong values. Lorna's impact on Buju's life goes beyond being the mother of his children. She has been part of his journey, which has included music success, legal troubles, and intense public attention. When Buju was arrested in 2009 and later imprisoned in the United States for substance trafficking, it deeply affected their family. The situation put a strain on his relationship with Lorna and their children. Still, Lorna has spoken about how Buju tried his best to stay connected to the family during those hard times. No matter what happened, she said he remained dedicated to being a father and keeping the family together. Camille Macintosh. Camille Macintosh is best known as the fiancé and partner of Jamaican dancehall star Beenie Man, whose real name is Moses Davis. Her relationship with Beenie Man has played a big and changing role in his personal life. Their story began more than 20 years ago when they first tried to be together. At the time, both Camille and Beenie Man were involved with other people. Neither of them was ready to settle down or start a family. Beenie Man later said he wasn't planning to cheat or take on the responsibility of fatherhood back then. Still, he admitted he liked Camille and made what he called a fairy tale vow that if they were ever single at the same time in the future, they would finally be together. That promise came true many years later when they reconnected and began a serious relationship around 2021. Their relationship became public in November 2021, and since then, the couple has shared many joyful moments online, letting fans see their growing bond. In January 2024, Beenie Man proposed to Camille, and it became a big moment for both of them. He shared a touching video on Instagram where he placed a ring on her finger while his song Simma played in the background. In the post, he called Camille his rock, saying she had stood by him through all his ups and downs. He thanked her for the energy and light she brought into his life, which he said helped him not only emotionally, but also musically. He ended the post by writing 23 years in the making, but finally found my forever with Camille, showing just how much their history and love mean to him. Camille has also spoken out about the rumors and gossip that often follow their relationship. She cleared the air about her past, saying she and her ex-husband, who is a dancehall promoter based in the UK, separated peacefully without any bad blood. She asked people to respect their privacy and allow their love to grow without outside pressure or negative comments. Camille also made it clear that she would not let Beenie Man's past toxic relationships affect what they are building together. This shows her focus on keeping their partnership healthy, strong, and free from past drama. Beenie Man's love life has often made headlines. Before Camille, he was in relationships with several well-known women in the dancehall world. One of them is Crystal Tomlinson, a public speaker and politician with whom he shares a daughter named Sha. Over the years, some of his former partners have accused him of not being present enough as a father. These past issues have added to the challenges in his personal life. Beenie Man is known to have about 12 children, including well-known personalities like dancer Desha Ravers and artist Moses Davis Jr. Camille, by being with someone as famous as Beenie Man, has also faced her share of public attention and criticism. Still, she has been firm in protecting their relationship from negativity. She continues to focus on keeping things peaceful and positive, both for herself and for Beenie Man. Many people, including Beenie Man himself, have praised Camille for helping bring calm and balance into his life. Her strong character and business mindset have made a real difference as Beenie Man has gone through emotional and career highs and lows. Their engagement is not just about love. It shows the power of patience, growth, and deep substance after years of going their own ways. If you are enjoying this video, appreciate it by giving it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. Cindy Breakspear's relationship with Bob Marley is known as one of the most emotional and complicated parts of the reggae legend's life. Cindy was born in Toronto on October 24, 1954, but she moved to Jamaica when she was just 4 years old. She later became a jazz singer and won the Miss World crown in 1976. That same year, she began a romantic relationship with Bob Marley, even though he was married to Rita Marley and had other relationships as well. Their love story unfolded during a time when Bob was becoming a global music star, and Jamaica was facing major political and social changes. Cindy and Bob first met in Kingston, Jamaica. She lived close to 56 Hope Road, which was where Bob Marley and his band, the Wailers, lived and practiced. At first, their meetings were casual, but they soon began having long, deep conversations about life, Rastafari, purpose, and personal growth. Cindy wasn't a Rastafarian and didn't agree with everything the religion taught, but she found herself drawn to Bob's charm, inner strength, and spiritual passion. Bob, though on the edge of global fame, remained grounded in his music and beliefs. Cindy remembers him showing kindness in small but meaningful ways, like bringing her a fresh mango or inviting her for evening walks under the stars. Their relationship became even more serious during Cindy's time as Miss World, especially after Bob survived an attempted shooting in Kingston and moved to London for safety. Cindy joined him there, and they lived together for a while. It wasn't easy. The British media paid close attention to them and even called them the Beauty and the Beast because of how different they looked and lived. Still, the love between them stayed strong. In 1978, they had a son named Damian Marley, who would later grow into a successful reggae artist like his father. Things were never simple. Bob Marley was still legally married to Rita, and both he and Rita had children with other partners. Because of this, many people looked at Cindy and Bob's relationship as controversial. While Rita remained a big part of Bob's personal and musical life, Cindy represented a different chapter filled with romance, youth, and inspiration. Cindy herself admitted that their relationship had its struggles, including time apart and outside pressure. One of Bob Marley's most famous love songs, Waiting in Vain, is believed by many to have been inspired by his feelings for Cindy and the emotional ups and downs they went through. Cindy has been honest about what it was like to be in love with Bob Marley. She described him as strong and commanding, but also playful and sweet. She said being with him changed her life forever. Their conversations often explored deep topics about the world, people, and spirituality. Even though they came from different cultures and didn't share the same beliefs, their connection was powerful and full of substance. Cindy was with Bob during a time when he was creating some of his best-known music, and her presence likely influenced parts of his creative journey. After they ended their relationship around 1980, Cindy kept a respectful and quiet life. She has continued to honor Bob's memory, especially by supporting their son, Damian, in his career. Today, Cindy is still respected in the reggae world, not just for her beauty or her past with Bob, but for the substance she brought to their time together. Their story continues to interest people around the world. It shows how personal relationships, even complicated ones, can shape someone's art and legacy in a deep and lasting way. Linda Isaacs. Linda Isaacs, also known as Linda Smith Isaacs, was a very important part of reggae star Gregory Isaacs' later life. Gregory, known to many as the Cool Ruler, was famous for his smooth voice and emotional songs. Linda was not only his longtime partner, but also his manager in the United Kingdom. She helped him both personally and professionally, especially in his final years. Their relationship was full of love and dedication, but it also brought some controversy and public talk, mostly because of Gregory's marriage and the confusion around his death. Gregory Isaacs had been legally married to June Ann Isaacs since December 1983, and although they were still married when he died in 2010, they had been living apart for about 7 years before that. June Ann stayed in Jamaica, where she looked after their family in their home, while Gregory spent much of his later life in the UK with Linda. Linda was from Birmingham, England. She was a smart and successful businesswoman with a strong passion for reggae music. She became Gregory's partner and manager, especially focusing on his work in the UK. People admired her for her lively spirit, sharp business mind, and strong efforts to protect and share Gregory's musical legacy. Linda and Gregory had a strong emotional connection. In interviews, Linda said that even though they were not married by law, they saw each other as husband and wife. Gregory even asked her to officially change her name to Isaacs, which she did, showing how committed they were to each other. Linda once shared, "Gregory and I were together for years, though not legally married. Last April, he asked me to change my name to Isaacs, so I did. He called me his wife, and I called him my husband. If that was wrong, let God be the judge." This showed that their relationship, while not official by law, held deep personal and spiritual meaning for them. When Gregory got sick with cancer, Linda stayed by his side through it all. She was with him when he passed away in October 2010 at their home in Harrow Weald, London. Her support during this painful time brought both comfort and criticism. Some people in the reggae world and among his fans questioned why Gregory spent his last days in the UK and not back home in Jamaica with his legal wife, June Ann. This led to confusion and debate. Many news stories called Linda his wife, which made people question what was true and raised issues about inheritance and who had the right to speak for Gregory. But Linda was much more than just Gregory's partner. She was a strong and talented figure in the music world. She came up with and promoted the famous John Holt in Symphony, with the Royal Philharmonic Concert Orchestra show, which celebrated another reggae legend, John Holt. She also worked as the executive producer on Gregory Isaacs' album Brand New Me and helped promote and produce music. Linda owned a large collection of records and had many unreleased songs by Gregory and other artists. This showed her deep love for reggae and her commitment to keeping its substance alive. After Gregory passed away, Linda continued her work in music and gave her time to helping others. Friends described her as a powerful and independent woman who didn't tolerate nonsense and stood strong in her beliefs. She also cared deeply about giving back. She helped organize the Roots Festival in Gambia and even helped build a school there. These actions showed that her heart went beyond music. She wanted to make a real difference in people's lives. Linda Isaacs died on June 21, 2023, at the age of 75. She had been struggling with emphysema and trouble breathing. Her friends and family confirmed her passing and remembered her as a bright, passionate woman who played a major role in Gregory Isaacs' life and legacy. In 2016, a blue plaque was placed at her home in Harrow Weald to honor Gregory Isaacs. This special sign also recognized Linda's strong connection to him and the role she played in keeping his memory and music alive. DAngel, Michelle Downer, better known by her stage name DAngel, is a Jamaican dancehall singer and former beauty queen. She is well known for her past relationship with fellow dancehall star Beenie Man, whose real name is Moses Davis. They were not only a couple but also musical partners for several years. Their relationship began in the mid-2000s and was filled with both creative teamwork and public drama. Their marriage eventually ended in a divorce that was finalized in 2019. Before getting involved with Beenie Man, DAngel was in a long-term relationship with another dancehall artist, Bounty Killer. That relationship ended because she felt he wasn't supportive of her music career. After that, she began working closely with Beenie Man, and their professional bond soon turned into a romantic one. One of their best-known songs together, One Man, showed their strong connection and became a hit in the dancehall world. The couple got married on August 22, 2006, in what was seen as one of the most high-profile weddings in the Jamaican music scene. However, things didn't go smoothly in the marriage. By June 2007, less than a year later, they had separated. They did try to reconcile in 2010 and even released another duet called You Are My First during that time. But despite this, the issues between them continued. They filed for divorce in 2011, but it took several years before it was officially completed in 2019. During the ups and downs of their marriage, there were many public disagreements and cheating accusations on both sides. DAngel later spoke openly about how hard that time was for her, especially emotionally. She also talked about the challenge of finding her own identity outside of her famous relationship. Many people only saw her as Beenie Man's ex-wife, and that label followed her for years. But in interviews, she made it clear that she is much more than that. The struggles helped her grow stronger, and she now proudly says she is her own woman, not defined by her past relationships. As a single mother, DAngel puts a lot of focus on raising her son, Marco Dean, who she shares with Beenie Man. She often speaks about how important it is to make sure he is happy and healthy. She is also taking her time when it comes to dating again. If she ever enters another relationship, she wants someone who respects her career and her role as a mother. In recent years, DAngel has explored other creative outlets, including modeling and sharing content online. Some of this has caused public conversation, but she stands by her choices and sees them as a way to stay in control of her life and career. Her relationship with Beenie Man showed just how complicated things can get when love and work mix, especially in the world of dancehall. The two of them were both powerful figures in music, but the pressure of fame, busy careers, and personal struggles eventually led to their breakup. Even though their split was very public, both have moved forward with their lives. Beenie Man is now engaged to businesswoman Camille Macintosh, and DAngel continues to focus on her music, her son, and building her own path. Rita Fishek. Rita Fishek was the longtime wife and inspiration of the late reggae icon Majek Fashek, also known as the Rainmaker. Married for over 30 years, they had 4 children together. In the early days of Majek's career, their relationship was full of love, support, and shared dreams. Rita inspired songs like Without You, which Majek dedicated to her. She helped keep him grounded as his fame grew. However, their relationship faced serious struggles due to Majek's substance addiction. His battle with addiction brought emotional pain and financial troubles. Rita recalled moments when Majek sold his instruments to support his habit and times she cared for him during his lowest points, even when he was found sleeping at subway stations in New York. Through it all, Rita tried to hold the family together. By 2015, the burden became too heavy. After years of hoping for change, Rita made the difficult decision to end the marriage. She felt abandoned and emotionally exhausted. Still, her concern for Majek never faded. Even after their divorce, she traveled to Nigeria to help him enter a rehabilitation center in Badagry, Lagos. Sadly, he left the program early, influenced by a woman who claimed to be his manager. In his final years, Rita remained involved. She tried to get him help, even as he faced other health issues like esophageal cancer. Majek passed away in New York on June 1st, 2020, at age 57. By then, he was struggling both physically and financially, with people like businessman Femi Otedola stepping in to cover medical bills. Rita's love for Majek ran deep. She often spoke of his gentle side, his love for their children, and the man he was when sober. Despite everything, she said she had no regrets. The love they once shared was real, even though addiction brought so much pain. What are your thoughts on the actions of these wives? Which of these hits was your favorite? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content.